Hello everyone and welcome back to Chrono Clock. Let's continue. Thus, time advances. Now then, it had been over 2 weeks since all the commotion with Shuji and Miu. The month was July and the peak of summer's heat had arrived. I had learned how to be more proactive and I got to know several girls who were all tied together in a peculiar way, but ultimately my situation wasn't changing. In all my years of being alive thus far, I'd been a virgin without a girlfriend. Taking the next step forward would require courage. After one utterly boring day at school, the first choice I had to make appeared before me. As soon as classes ended, I felt my phone, which had been on silent mode, vibrate in my pocket. I had received a text message from Michiru, who was asking me if I wanted to go spend time with her and Misaki. I didn't have anything else to do after school, so I was just about to respond positively to her offer when... DD came skipping over to me. What's up?
誠さんと遊ぶことになったのですが、ご主人様も一緒にどうですかと誠さんに言われたのでお誘いです。いや、別にそんな積極的に言ったわけじゃないよ。
From behind the cheerful, sunflowery DD, Makoto peeked out slightly, looking a bit flustered. Oh. Given the timing of these conflicting requests, I had to think about it for a brief moment. Ordinarily, I might have told these two that Michiru and Misaki had just invited me out as well. Maybe the five of us could have gone out for karaoke or something. However, even fleeting choices like this can determine one's fate. Choice. The dilemma of selecting one outcome while forbearing another. A decision. No matter how friendly I was with these girls, I knew from experience that nothing would happen unless I made the move. Plus, I had been thinking that before summer break arrived, I would confess my feelings to one particular person I had my heart set on. I mean, what the hell? It's summer! Therefore, I made my decision to... Oh, the first proper multiple choice segment. Either go with Didi and Makoto or go with Michiru and Misaki. I don't know. I like them all. You know what? The offer from Michiru and Misaki came first, so, you know, first come, first served. Sorry, I already have plans. I held up my smartphone so they could see.
約束があるなら仕方ないね。それではご主人様、See you です。
Maybe we can hang out some other time. I said my goodbyes to those two. But anyway, there's other fish in the ocean. So it's those two, huh? It was a shame I had to turn the others down, though I was lucky to even have the ability to make such a choice to begin with. I have two other princesses to attend to after all. I typed my response to Michiru's text. I'll be right there, bringing a poisoned apple with me.
どちらが白雪姫なんですか、兄様?
As Michiru took my hand, she asked that question of me. Well, I just figured a poisoned apple would be a necessity for you.
私が魔女役ですか。あら、私をお姫様にしてくれるなんて、先輩にしては気が利いてるわね。
The two first years I came to meet in the hallway each gave reactions akin to polar opposites. By the way, where's Miu?
みーちゃんは別の用事があるって。
Is she avoiding me?
自意識過剰だと思います。
I hope you're right. I accompanied the two princesses to their shoe lockers and we then regrouped outside the school.
どこに行きましょうか。その辺を歩いてればいいでしょう。
Misaki answered as if she was used to dealing with Michiru. Honestly, it's easier to hang out with Michiru because our options are more limited. Karaoke boxes, arcades and bookstores. Michiru isn't able to enjoy any of those places. Rather, Michiru prefers beaches and other places with nature, since there's such a rich variety of sounds and smells for her to experience. Misaki, thanks for coming along with Michiru. I patted her on the head.
何よ突然頭に触らないで
You're being a good friend to Michiru here, so I'm just trying to say thanks.
別にそんなんじゃないわよたまたま目についただけなんだから私は何かに目をつけることもできませんが
Your ears and intuition seem sharp enough, though.
あんたたち兄弟は減らず口を叩かないと死ぬ病気か何かなの
Misaki sighed. There was a lingering tension in the air. Wondering what it could have been for a moment, I soon realized. Now that I think about it, I've known that you two were friends, but I haven't seen you hanging out together like this before.
そうでしたっけ
That said, I've seen both of you individually hanging out with Miu.
私は結構忙しいのよ
I don't really get that kind of vibe from you.
いえ確かに美咲さんは放課後になるとどこかへ姿を消されることが多いですね
Are you studying at a cram school or something?
それもあるけど別にいいでしょ
Misaki pursed her lips and turned away. I guess it'd be rude to keep prying. But nonetheless, I noticed that Michiru had been holding Misaki's hand rather than mine ever since I left them at the shoe lockers. It was kind of a pleasant feeling to see these two lovely ladies holding hands. So I figured it was best if I didn't tease Misaki any further and kept quiet for a bit. We casually strolled through the neighborhood around the school area.
今日もいい天気ねそれは暑いからわかるでしょうけど肌がピリッとしますねでも風があるので涼しいです花もたくさん咲いてる雨が降らないとちょっと元気ないかもあ、猫がいた黒猫近くですか遠くもう見えなくなっちゃった前を横切られなくてよかったわね DD さんから聞きましたがイギリスでは場所によって黒猫が目の前を横切るのは幸運の証なんだそうですよ日本と逆なんだ
As Misaki described our surroundings, Michiru listened with fascination. For someone with impaired sight, it is certainly a welcome way of having fun. Misaki really is good at taking care of others. Would it have been better if I hadn't come? I muttered that under my breath, but Misaki evidently heard it.
何先輩妹を取られて拗ねてるの
Come on, I'm not that jealous of a brother.
むしろ兄様はもっと性格と道徳心をかなぐり捨てて私を求めてください
Hey!
失礼しましたかなぐり捨ててなんて下品な言葉遣いでしたねそういう問題じゃないでしょですねでも兄様も美咲さんがいれば自分はいらないなんて気にしなくていいですよ兄様がいるだけで私の世界は輝いて見えますから
Love is blind?
それは以前と同じネタですね今回はさながら恋は先行手榴弾
That's too cryptic.
うわ話には聞いてたけどみちるって先輩本人にも本当にそういうこと言ってるんだ
Misaki's eyes popped open upon hearing Michiru pouring out her feelings for me. Now that you've heard it, it makes you want to slap some sense into her, right?
びっくりした
It was a light-hearted conversation up until that point when Misaki's face hardened.
先輩もみちるも実の兄弟なのよね血がつながっていない義理の関係とかじゃなくて
Of course.
私が言うことじゃないんでしょうけどもうちょっと距離を置いたらどうなの美咲さんあなた兄様にどこまで気があるのですか
Huh? Misaki and I were both dumbfounded at the sudden shift in the conversation. Misaki turned to face Michiru, still in confusion.
先輩に気があるとか何のことよ わかりやすく訂正いたしましょう。どれだけ本気で兄様に好意を抱いているんですか？私がこの先輩を好きかってこと？ええ。距離を置け、などと言われてしまったので、良い機会ですし、お聞きしておこうかと。
What kind of bullshit timing is that?
好きなわけないでしょ。なんで私がよりにもよって沢渡の御曹司を気にしなきゃいけないのよ。そりゃあ先輩は顔は人並みだけど、話してると面白いし、ちょっとドキドキしちゃうし、予想外でワクワクもするけど、それに安藤と沢渡なら嫌がらも文句ないし、ちょっと考えちゃうし、でもそんなことで人の好き嫌いって考えちゃいけないのよ。それとこれとは話が別でしょ。あれ、私先輩のことけなしてる？そんなつもりはないのよ。別に嫌いじゃないし、ただちょっとあれ
Misaki kept yelling, but halfway through she lost her train of thought.
あ、思い出した。とにかく私は先輩のことなんて嫌いじゃないんだからね。ビシッ。
Like hell you remembered.
予想以上にわかりやすい。
We shared mutual astonishment at her outburst. Well, I have fun hanging out with you too, Misaki. I'm not teasing you this time, I really think that, so I thought I should say so. Misaki froze up and her cheeks turned red. This is a trick I learned from Miu. If you state your feelings out loud clearly, it's hugely effective, even if embarrassing.
ちょっと兄様、愛する妹の前で何を良い空気を醸し出しているのですか？
You brought it up first, didn't you? You're in no position to complain.
あら、男らしいお言葉。
Michiru narrowed her eyes and showed me a passionate, sadistic grin.
最近兄様の周囲が盛っていて、私もムラムラ。いえ、イライラとしていて踏み込みすぎたかもしれませんね。
You're the one confusing me here. Now that DD is living with us and I've become more proactive in my love life, it seems Michiru's fuse has been lit too. The bomb at the end of that fuse would probably destroy the entire universe.
二人とも盛り上がってるところでなんだけど、何の話をしてたんだっけ？
Don't worry about it.
甘いものが食べたいわ。私も喉が渇いたのでクリームソーダが飲みたいです。
And I'm the one paying for those, aren't I? Jeez. I couldn't tell if Misaki understood my problem or not. Cake before flowers, sweets to the sweet. Young maidens are nothing if not loyal to their appetites in either sense. Well, at least I'm enjoying getting dragged along with their whims. It is the springtime of youth after all. We stopped into a quiet, air-conditioned cafe and talked until evening, then parted ways with Misaki at the station. After that, the two of us walked home. You're sure you don't want to take the monorail? Michiru had already told me she wanted to walk home, but I just wanted to make sure. You walked a lot today, so you're probably tired.
大丈夫ですよ。
Bathed in the glow of a setting sun, Michiru quietly smiled.
もう少し今日という楽しかった日を長く感じていたいのです。
Well, just let me know if you get tired, as I seem to keep saying.
心配しすぎですよ。でもおんぶしてくださるのでしたら甘えたいです。
Walk.
意地悪な兄様。
Michiru giggled. Holding my little sister by the hand, we took our time walking back home. Every so often, I heard the sound of Michiru's parasol hitting the ground as she waved it in front of her. This is kind of nostalgic.
何がですか？
When you were a kid, you used to practice walking with a cane all day until sunset.
そうですね。
Looking at you now, I don't really want to believe it, but back then you were so upset about losing your sight.
今の私を信じたくないではなく、信じられないですよね。
Sorry, but I meant what I said. What I really wanted to ask you was, how did things turn out this way?
でも、そうですね。
Michiru stopped walking and started spinning around, playing with her parasol and smiling.
最初は苦しかったです。兄様に辛く当たってしまったこともありましたね。
That's because you'd always accidentally hit me with your cane.
傷が残っていたりしませんよね。
Don't worry about it. Even if I did still have some of them, I'd consider them badges of honor.
兄様に傷を残したい。
Hey, I was just reminiscing my happy memories with you until 5 seconds ago. Quit cramping my style.
何をおっしゃいます。
Michiru squeezed my hand a little harder.
そんな子供だった私たちも、これほど恋愛を意識する年頃になってしまったんですね、という流れではありませんか。で、兄様は私と美咲さんのどちらを傷物にしたいのですか。もういっそ 3P でもいいんじゃないですか。
Well, I wouldn't mind that. Ah, god damn it. My sister was adorable, yet infuriating as ever. Michiru understood that I was finally getting serious about finding a girlfriend. She especially understood how the leading candidates were Misaki and herself. Was that so? I need just a little more time to give you an answer.
わかりました。
Michiru giggled and nodded.
でも、私が我慢できなくなる前にはお願いしますね。だから昼間のことは勘違いしちゃダメなんだからね。
All right. There, sent. I found myself lying in bed, texting with Misaki again.
気のない返事だと悲しいかも。あ、かもよ。
She's really overthinking things here. Yeesh, how am I supposed to respond to stuff like this? I had no experience in love, so I was stuck.
ご主人様、いいですか？
I heard DD's voice from the hallway. Perfect timing. Yeah, just a sec. I sent Misaki one last text. Just got a visitor, so I'll text you again later on. Night. Come in.
お邪魔します。
DD entered the room clad in her maid uniform.
今日もお仕事が終わりましたので、ちょっとご主人様とトークしに来ました。
Good work.
いえいえ、これもメイドのゲームですから。
DD seemed pretty happy as a maid, since all the work kept her occupied. She flopped down on the floor in front of me.
ご主人様は何をしてたんですか？
Nothing, just texting.
フレンドの石田くんですか？
I thought about lying to her, but my smartphone received a text at precisely that moment.
ちょうどいいから私もお風呂に入るわ。あ、想像しちゃダメだからね。でも私のことを夢に見ちゃうのは許してあげる。
An absolutely bonkers text, mind you, but Misaki's name was displayed clearly on the display as the sender.
ああ、美咲ちゃんでしたか。
Yeah.
もしかして放課後の先にあったお約束というのは美咲ちゃんでしたか？
Yeah, her and Michiru. DD turned her head from one side to the other and asked another question.
ご主人様は小さい子に興味がありますか？
They're not that small. Hey, it sounds really awful when you word it like that.
Sorry. 年下の子が好きですか？
Well, they're only 1 year younger. In contrast to her joking words, her expression was very serious. That's right. Given the circumstances, I need to be clear with the DD about this fiancé stuff. I can't marry you, DD.
そうですか。では、言い名付けはキャンセルしましょう。
Wow, that was quick.
仕方ないじゃないですか。もともとグランパたちがお酒を飲みながらした冗談のプロミスですからね。
Didi smiled innocently and stood up. What's
部屋に戻ります。
already?
これでも私も年頃のガウンなんですよ。
Didi was still smiling. I had a feeling that her smile would disappear the second she left the room. Good night, Didi. I wished her good night so she could go back to her room.
おやすみなさい、レイ君。
Didi quietly left the room. Was that the first time she actually called me by my name? I lay down on the bed again and heaved a deep sigh. My heart felt like a dagger had pierced it. But it was alright. It was the same kind of pain I felt over Miu.
人間の心の動きを考えれば、なかなか残酷だ。
So you were here. I propped myself up and looked at Crow, who had floated into the room from somewhere.
騒がしくなるようなら、小言を言いに出てこようと思ったのだがな。
She came all the way from the UK to see me. I can't help but feel bad for Didi. As always, talking to Crow made the truth fall from my lips almost without realizing it.
距離は関係なかろう。それに、DD も最初から覚悟はしていたはずだ。
I guess so.
だが、人はそれでも悲しむものか。
I guess so.
時間に縛られた存在は、ままならぬものよな。
There probably wasn't any deeper meaning behind Crow's words. But somehow I had a feeling her words contained the slightest hint of wistfulness, even if it probably was just my imagination. Even if I could turn back time further and choose another girl to go out with, there could only ever be one first love for me. And the hour of reckoning to decide who that first love would be was at hand. This again? What are you talking about? Let's find out next time on Chrono Clock. Thanks for watching everyone, and have a nice day. Bye bye.